Himiko's
Maybe I
voice
wasn't too
actress
far
is
off
like
with the theory I
off the
had
tip
earlier.
of my tongue, but I can't.
Christina V.
Oh, so she voiced Himiko and
Yes, she.
okay.
You know, about Tenko killing Angie?
Yeah?
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right?
Not really.
Hey, Angie! Why did you brainwash Himiko?
Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity. Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore, so she decided to end her own life.
What?
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
Really? Why?
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her.
Take us
Oh,
down?
that shit again.
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial, so she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her. Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
What are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that. He told me.
Keep your chin up and lift back facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else.
What if all of that was just a lie?
A lie?
Wait! We should believe Tenko's last words.
The true terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other?
Nope.
People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer. Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
For a minute there, you were agreeing with Kokichi again.
Me.
Naive?
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself.
Believe in me that believes in you. Again, Kaito is literally the epitome of that character.
If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
And stop calling me Maki Roll, you fucking idiot.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe, my heart can't reach Tenko anymore. But I want to believe in her. She wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down. That's what I want to believe.
Me too. Gonta no can believe Tenko commits suicide.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
A proper reason.
All right, I'll give you a reason.
Is
But yeah,
there a
I'll give
reason?
you a raisin. Wait.
I give you a reason.
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like.
But I'm the
For
main
now,
character, so I can't be
need
wrong.
you to trust in my detective work.
I don't believe Tenko would kill herself because of what she said. Okay, everyone. I'll see you guys after the seance. She said see you guys after. I doubt she had a sudden change of heart. Because just because we don't know how she was killed doesn't mean it was suicide. We shouldn't be satisfied with that. And if we keep thinking, we'll find the truth. And that means we have to believe in Tenko. I'll make them all believe.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance. She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Nice animation, though.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
Does it though?
Everyone thinks that Tenko committed suicide, but only because they're latching onto the easiest answer. To get out of this, I need to make them think their suicide theory wouldn't work.
I'll reveal the truth.
Oh, right. Keep forgetting you can fly.
Mm-hmm.
Tenko couldn't have thrown the sickle under the floor because she died instantly.
Instantly?
Her death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out.
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Maki. Maki.
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail. Tenko died instantly.
What?
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly. I have no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
Thank you, Maki.
How could you forget that, Maki roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
Excuse me?
I'll fucking kill you.
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No, there must have been a way. We're gonna figure it out.
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance?
Gee, I wonder what.
If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
Not a bad idea. We should remember what happened at the seance. Let me try to remember. I'm sure there's something. I need some kind of clue that will help me solve this mystery.
Gee, I wonder what that could be.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall.
I'm more concerned about how dark it got in there. I mean, it was totally pitch black. My job was to relight the candles. Moving along the walls was seriously tough.
I agree. Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
It sounded sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard. What could have fallen down?
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but...
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
A loud sound. Like something hit the floorboards. Maybe the sound has something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark. Where is it? Where did it go? Where is it? Where did it go?
This is it! I think the floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound. That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
Would the floorboard have made such a loud sound, though?
Not by itself.
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
That is true. There would have had to have been a strong impact to make that sound. But what was it? What could it possibly be? What could it possible be? What could it possible be? Possible. What could it possible be? Sometimes I can't grammar myself.
All right then, let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now. So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hid under floor. Then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and balls are the best of friends?
So what made the...
I'm sorry, that just... I can't even give commentary on that.
I agree.
We're agreeing with Korekiyo, gross!
Korekiyo is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
The floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation, one of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
Why would they do that?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the crosspiece?
What did they stand to gain? That's the question. To solve this case, I'll need to think carefully about the crosspiece and the floorboard. Alright. Tenko's body was at one end of the loose floorboard, and the crosspiece that had been cut was on the other side of the floorboard. The unsupported part of the cage was outside the cage, so it could have been stomped on. Only one of the crosspieces was cut, the other two were intact. One of them was right under Tenko. The other was in the center, right about where the edge of the cage was. What was the culprit attempting to achieve by stomping the floorboard?
I wonder what.
Come on, think. Done.
I see now.
One of the basic machines.
That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
A seesaw?
The crosspiece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two crosspieces holding up that board were close to the cage. Meaning, if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no crosspiece, the next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever.
And that is one of the basic machines.
A lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Her whole body lifted up?
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
Why else?
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that. Unless they used the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
Huh? How?
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
The floorboard seesaw, the cage, and the blood on the white fabric. What conclusions can I draw from this? The only one place the sickle could have been that was consistent with the evidence.
That's it! The sickle was at the top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down.
Just like that.
The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage. Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place. It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble, but the statue's weight kept it from falling over. Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw...
But wouldn't anyone have noticed that the statue was wobbling when they put it on the cage?
Not that much of a wobble to be worried about.
Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage. She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
And that's how it's done.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouched position.
But if you lifted her to the blade...
But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim. That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
It is. It's also a guaranteed way for a quick death to avoid any screaming.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide.
That's not old-fashioned at all. That's actually quite intuitive.
Wait, what the hell's a seesaw homicide? That's fucking crazy!
It's kind of crazy.
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know? They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box.
Honestly, this wasn't also another very perfect one had it not been for the conditions and circumstances surrounding it. I'll explain after the trial's over.
Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
Yeah?
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
Why her?
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
How so?
The only one? Why's that?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room. That is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not, Himiko?
However, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use?
The middle room. The middle room's always best for stuff like this.
Oh yeah! Himiko was the one who chose the site for the seance.
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kiyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time. Then she waited for me to host the seance and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted it. Then, she killed Tenko, all according to plan.
But how would she put the sickle under the stick?
Well, remember the sickle was in the area that she was standing in.
That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing?
Well, let's think about it logistically. If Himiko was the one to set up everything and all that stuff, she grabs the sickle from the hiding spot and drops it in the hole in the corner that she was standing in. Because remember, she was standing in the corner with all of the holes, and in the hole is where we found that sickle. Just saying.
In the
God damn it,
end,
we're doing the
Himiko,
fucking silence thing
who
again. Fucking
Tenko
speak!
cherished and loved, tragically killed her.
Wait! We don't know that, right? He's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Kill Tenko? I killed Tenko?
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?
It is true that using the middle room was Himiko's idea. But does that mean that Himiko really killed Tenko? What? Would something like that really happen? Something so cruel? Intermission!
Oh, yeah.
Looks like we reached the intermission segment, which means it's time for our Guess the Victim quiz!
A victim quiz? Not a culprit quiz?
The only victims are the people who are still watching this drawn-out, boring crap.
Why are you being such a downer all of a sudden?
It's okay.
I am sure everyone is happy. How do you know? You're gonna be skipping this entire conversation for all you know. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I'm the real victim here. Me!
Why are you getting upset?
If
If anything, I'm the real victim. I can't put up with all this nonsense all the time.
I'm the one who gets bullied all the fucking time, and yet these two assholes assume that they're the victim. What the fuck?
Absolutely right!
That's the right answer, Monodam!
Why? He hasn't said anything.
Hey,
Exactly, because there are no victims. You guys are fucking idiots. You all elected to be here, so you can't be victims of a consensual torture. Yep. Even if you're killed in this killing game, you're a winner. Because then everyone mourns you, and you get tons of posthumous popularity.
Daddy! Oh, Daddy! You don't need to reveal these kind of behind-the-scenes details.
And I mean, the dark part of it is, he's right. You get more popular once you die.
Why do you think some artists, pieces get more value after they're dead?
Exactly.
all right!
Dying makes you more popular, and we gotta die soon too! I am dejected.
I mean, one of you is gonna die in this execution anyway. If the last two ones, already said something.
Resuming!
This is my impression of a spooky, scary ghost.
Ah! I'm fine with real ghosts, but impressions of them are too scary!
Logic does not compute.
Thank you.
Did you hear something?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Right now, you're on the threshold of an amazing
My life is pain.
You know what else is scary? Sweet buns. Yep, tasty, tasty sweet buns. So round, so sweet, so delicious.
That doesn't sound scary at all.
I'm scared too. scared of losing my friends.
Did you hear something?
No, I didn't hear anything.
My life is eternal pain.
I think.
Are you okay, Bryan?
Answer us, Himiko. You chose the middle room to lure us into your trap, did you not? Then you used that trap to kill Tenko, yes?
Well, Donkey Lips, did you kill that twat?
Honey?
Wait, must be some mistake. No way Himiko is culprit.
Then she needs to defend herself.
Seriously.
Otherwise, this debate is deadlocked.
I don't care if you gotta use magic to do it, but say something already.
Why do they never speak up? They're just dragging the goddamn trial.
No, I'm not listening.
Oh, now you fucking speak. Right.
What?
I don't care anymore. I'm too tired.
You're always fucking tired. Use some magic to wake your ass up. You know what, better yet? Wake the fuck up.
Angie died. Tenko died. Why did I have to survive?
Survivor's guilt.
And now, you're all saying I killed them? I just don't care anymore.
Himiko.
Do whatever. If you want to vote for me, then just go ahead.
The game gets really blah if the suspect isn't into it.
That's not the problem.
Damn it. Don't tell me you've given up.
Himiko, don't give up.
Don't you understand? My life is riding on the outcome of this trial!
Just shut up. I told you, I'm too tired. It's all just a big pain. I can't put up with it anymore.
What are you talking about? If you give up here...
You needn't worry. Himiko was the one who chose that room. Therefore, she is unmistakably the culprit.
Impossible! Himiko would never kill Tenko! Himiko not that kind of person! Gonta can tell by Himiko's face!
Himiko's a little slow, so I don't think she's capable of handling a complicated crime.
I also think Himiko's not the culprit. Somehow.
Either way, we gotta look for more possibilities.
That does seem like rather a pointless quest.
No, it's not. We gotta be strong. Gotta keep thinking. Then we might find new truth. So no give up, Himiko!
Himiko, I know how you feel. I felt the same way after Kaede died. But we can't give up. We survived. We can't give up for the sake of everyone who died.
Why are you thinking this and not saying it out loud?
If only.
Like, I'm sure Himiko would very much benefit from hearing something like
Performing
that.
the seance in that room was Himiko's decision, was it not?
What if someone steered her into picking that room?
Of the 3 empty rooms, why did you select the middle one, Himiko? Because you laid your trap there.
Was trap only in that room?
I know you saw that.
Other rooms may be trapped too.
Yeah, even if Himiko picked the room, someone else could have set that trap.
Your opinions are empty words.
Say something, goddammit.
Say something, I'm giving up on you.
Maybe trap.
I agree.
You know, the thing that made Bryan almost throw a chair?
It's just like Gonta said. Each room was the same. They were all trapped.
What? Is that true?
Korekiyo will tell you.
Wake up!
Wake the
Way
fuck
too
up!
careless. Wait, what are you talking about?
I guess there's no cross-space support in this floorboard, so I kind of stepped through. What bad luck.
While you were in the room next to the crime scene, you found a loose floorboard, right?
Well, I didn't find it so much as I stepped through it and tripped.
What? Hold on! There was also a loose floorboard in the next room?
Ding ding ding!
So the culprit prepared a trap in all 3 empty rooms, not just the middle one.
If the culprit set traps in all the rooms, then they wouldn't need to select a room themselves.
So the real trap was for someone else to pick a room and take the blame.
Yeah, you seemed pretty adamant on placing the blame on Himiko, huh, Kyo?
I see. We were caught in the culprit's trap all along.
Especially you!
But now there's no reason to suspect Himiko, right?
Basically.
Himiko, do you remember what Tenko told you?
Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else. Please.
Live life facing forward. She said that to you, right? If you give up on living, you'd be betraying her memory. We're all trying to keep our promises to the dead. This trial, it's not just for our lives. It's for everyone who's died as well. That's why we can't give up. This is our responsibility. We live on.
You're right. Yeah, that's right. If I gave up here, I wouldn't be able to face Angie or Tenko.
That's right. So let's do our best.
Alright, I'm not gonna say it's a pain anymore.
Now you gotta make that a habit.
I won't give up. I'll fight alongside everyone and survive.
Do not say everyone. After all, the blackened is still among us.
Yeah,
Hey,
Kibo.
There you go. Killing the mood like usual. But damn, well said, Shuichi. That's what I'd expect from my soul bro.
Your soul, bro?
Well, anyway, do you think the blackened this time has some sort of superpower?
In
you talking
terms
about?
of...
Well, as a self-proclaimed expert of stepping through floorboards, isn't it weird that no one stepped through that floorboard before the culprit used it?
Ah, that is a good point.
It must have been barrier magic.
Honey, you're the only one who could cast magic, so that's not possible.
We still haven't seen proof of that, so I
That's
call
one
bullshit.
possibility, but I think it might have been something else.
Why did no one step on the floorboard when it was used for the murder? Ah, that's it. That must be the reason.
This is it! It's because of the magic circle at the scene of the crime.
Also, it is dark in here, so be sure to watch your step. If the magic circle is broken, not only will the seance fail, but it may also unleash a curse.
Before we began the seance, we were warned not to step on the circle. The floorboard in question was within the circle. That's why no one stepped on it.
So the magic circle's purpose was to keep us away from the whole trick.
That was part of the culprit's plans too?
Mm-hmm. That's right. If that's the case, then the culprit. There's no doubt in my mind. They're the one who killed Tenko.
Ah, gender-neutral pronouns, so we can't figure out who it is.
The only one person had the opportunity and the motive.
It has to be you.
Gotcha, bitch.
Kyo, was it you?
Whatever are you talking about?
I I'm talking about Tenko's murder.
Kiyo?
Why do you suspect me?
Because you were the one who drew the magic circle.
There is also another piece of evidence, but that relates to Angie's murder, so I'll wait till we get to that first.
The circle kept us from discovering the seesaw trick. But that's not all it was for. In order to make the murder succeed, variables like Tenko's position and the placement of the cage needed to be defined. And those variables were defined by using the magic circle. In short, the circle itself was the most important tool in this murder. Knowing that, the person who drew the magic circle has to be the culprit.
Well, Kiyo?
Answer already! Did you do it?
What is so funny?
I was just thinking. So this is how each Blackened must have felt. What an intriguing experience this is.
What? An intriguing experience?
But if I am the culprit as you claim, then I stomped on the floorboard, yes? So, do tell. How could I have stomped on the floorboard during that darkened seance?
I can think of a reason.
How do you think it was done?
What's the one thing he always brags about with the seance? Or better yet, the caged child ritual?
What about it?
That he hasn't memorized.
Uh-huh.
Unless that is made clear, you cannot be certain I am the culprit.
How can you be so calm when you're backed into a corner like this?
I will explain that in due time. Please answer my question first.
I can answer it very easily. The culprit stepped on the exact floorboard even in darkness. But how? How did they move around in total darkness? In a room that dark, it's hard to imagine the culprit found the right board. Although, even after I put out the candle, I could move along the wall with my hand.
Wait a minute. Maybe...
Did you figure it out?
You were close, Bryan. He does brag about things, but one thing in particular. That's it. The culprit didn't even have to see it all. They used...
That's it! The culprit used touch. They didn't see, they felt.
That way they could get around in the dark, like how I got to the candle.
Wasn't seesaw in middle of room? Gonta doesn't think it was near wall.
Didn't need the wall.
So they probably used something besides the wall to move then, right?
The magic circle.
Were there any other markers within reach?
Of course, the answer to that is there was nothing of the sort.
No, I'm sure there was something. A landmark they could have used to determine where the floorboard was. Alright.
God damn it.
I got it. It's fairly easy. Yeah, this one doesn't take as long, and I like. This is the best version of Hangman's Gambit.
Fair enough.
That's it! The magic circle. They used the magic circle.
Remember that salt he kept phrasing on about?
Yeah.
Remember? The magic circle was drawn with salt. The culprit used the salt's texture to feel their way through the dark.
I see. So Kiyo traced the magic circle with his hands to get to the loose floorboard.
Oh, I see. You drew the magic circle with salt to use it as a guide.
An interesting thought. It is unfortunate that it is so wrong.
How so?
What?
Recall the document. What did the magic circle look like?
Based on the document, the magic circle wouldn't reach the corners of the room.
So what?
When the room was darkened, each of us was in a corner of the room, yes? The magic circle didn't reach us, so I could not have followed it, yes?
But you're talking about the magic circle in the document. That doesn't mean the circle you drew was the same.
No, I most definitely drew it exactly the same. I have it perfectly memorized.
So which is it? Is there any way to check?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. The magic circle is a complete mess from being trampled on.
I see. Another piece of the puzzle. Drawing the circle with salt all but guaranteed it would be temporary. The investigation itself would have gotten rid of the evidence. Clever.
Everyone, may I have your attention, please?
What a pain. We don't have any way to check it now.
Excuse me, everyone. May I have your attention, please?
Well, I guess there's no point in discussing the magic circle anymore.
Shut up, Korekiyo!
Hey, may I have your attention?
I said cut that out! It's too bright!
Sea salt, salt ice cream is a thing.
I apologize. I just wanted everyone to listen to me.
Listen to me!
About what?
I had Miu add another function to my body, in addition to the flashlight.
What the? No way! Did you really? Stop! You can't! I didn't install it for that purpose!
Please, let me use it. With it, I might be able to save everyone.
What, a camera?
Alright, so what is this function?
It's an image recording function.
A camera.
Image recording?
Specifically, this function allows me to dispense a printout of my own memory. I'll give it a try. Ready?
From your mouth?
Where else would it
also use magic like that?
Where else would it
before.
fucking print out of? His butt?
This printout
Probably.
is my memory of being kicked out of the seance. Please confirm that the floor of the empty room is clearly visible. Go on, take the picture and see for yourself.
Kibo's a Polaroid.
Okay. Got it.
I reluctantly took the paper from Kibo's mouth, like shaking it slightly from the slobber that was still within it.
Note that it wasn't Kibo slobber.
So this is the magic circle used for the seance.
Well, Shuichi, do you notice anything?
Notice anything?
There!
I have it memorized too, bitch.
This helped a lot, Kibo. Without you, I never would have seen through Kiyo's lie.
My lie.
You just said that you drew the magic circle exactly as it appears in the document. But that's a lie, isn't it? The magic circle at the scene had lines that stretched to the room's corners, which means that you would be able to find the floorboard from anywhere in the room.
So it was different from the document after all.
All because Himiko noticed. And because of Kibo, too.
Kyo, you killed Tenko, didn't you? Just give up and admit it already.
So, Kiyo, if you have any objections, you can...
Your
Yep.
deductions are fiction.
You know, it's not gonna be easy for them to just admit it. You have
Since
to
you've
keep
given
fighting
me
them
the
every
option,
goddamn
I will
time.
most certainly object. To be honest, it's unimportant, but it may be an amusing diversion.
Unimportant.
Now I shall bear witness to your abilities, Shuichi. Do entertain me.
I won't waste time with you, my boy. You deserve swiftness.
If you are going to claim I am the culprit,
If I could...
then what of the murder weapon? It was set up in the cage. The only people capable of that are Kokichi and Shuichi, who carried the cage, so suspicion should fall on them.
True, we could have placed the sickle there, but we could not have removed it later. Because we weren't the ones who lifted the cage. That was Himiko.
The only person who could have collected the sickle was Himiko. But the only people who could have placed the sickle are Kokichi and... But in regards to that dilemma, I did not carry the cage, nor did I lift it. I had no opportunity to touch the sickle.
I'll cut through your
Nice.
words!
Wait, how the hell did you get a V?
I didn't even know I got the V. I just slashed. I'm like, what?
Yeah, but say
The only person who could have set up the sickle and retrieved it afterward is Kiyo. That was done by covering the cage with a white cloth. You could have secretly placed the sickle when you draped the cloth. And retrieved it afterward when you removed the cloth.
360 no scope on the V!
Then, while everyone was distracted, you discreetly dropped the sickle under the floor.
Wonderful! That's exactly correct.
Huh?
What?
It's correct? Then why don't you give up already?
The trick I put so much work into is just wasted effort now. Alas.
So, it was you? You killed Tenko?
Let me guess. You'll never forgive me. Himiko, you must hate me so very much. Maybe you'd feel better if I was executed by Monokuma. But unfortunately for you, that won't happen.
And why is that?
Because if you vote for me, every spotless, including myself, will die.
What you talking about, Kiyo?
You still don't understand? I killed Tenko, that is the truth. But it is meaningless in this class trial.
Shit, you right.
This is Angie's trial, not Tenko's.
Meaningless?
You mean Monokuma's extra rule, right?
Ah, that's right. What happens when you vote if there are 2 blackened candidates? Well, I have an answer for that. It's first come, first served.
You see, I killed Tenko, but not Angie. For us, Tenko's death is nothing but a trivial issue. Because the blackened in this trial is the culprit who killed Angie.
Dun dun dun!
Trivial issue? No, that's gotta be a lie. You probably killed Angie too.
That is simply not possible. Recall that I was unable to enter Angie's lab.
Oh, only student council members and Kokichi could enter research lab.
How could I have possibly killed Angie when I couldn't even enter her lab?
We can figure that out. No one else could have done it besides you. If you're the one who killed Tenko, you gotta be the one who killed Angie.
I understand how you feel, Himiko, but maybe we can discuss this rationally and calmly. There is a non-zero possibility that Kiyo is telling the truth.
So you understand how she feels. I see. Wait, robots can understand human feelings?
Of course I understand. I worked really hard to understand.
Hey, why are you getting all worked up, Kibo? Chill, dude.
That's enough! It's voting time! I'm gonna vote for him!
Hold on there, bitch.
Voting for me will only help the one who murdered Angie.
Isn't Kiyo culprit?
Of course
Tenko,
I'm
yes.
not. This case was an error on my part.
But not her. Well,
Monokuma added that rule after both bodies were found, yes? How was I to know that the trial would only be for Angie's killer? Had I known, I certainly wouldn't have killed Tenko.
You're lying! You killed Tenko and Angie!
Now hold on. Jumping to conclusions here is dangerous.
We should talk it out more. This case might have juicy plot twists waiting to happen.
Nuts to that. Any way you look at this case, Kiyo is obviously the culprit.
Yeah, there's sort of no other way to look at it.
No, it's too dangerous to vote before we arrive at a logical decision.
Culprit's one of you!
Say what? Say what?
Wowee! This argument is getting intense.
here we go.
At times like this, the Ultimate Academy is proud to present its very own more phenomenal trial grounds.
Yippee! I've been waiting for this!
It's only the best part of the trial.
Why were you waiting for it?
Kiyo confessed to killing Tenko, but insists he didn't kill Angie. We won't forgive Kiyo for what he did, but we can't vote until we know the facts. I have to pin down the evidence and convince everyone. Debate scrum, debate scrum, debate scrum, debate scrum, debate scrum, debate scrum! Sorry, I'm jamming out to this fucking music. It's the best music in the fucking game. Alright. Let's go.
Kyo killed Tenko and Angie.
I got this! But he couldn't get into Angie's research lab.
He forced his way into Angie's research lab and killed her!
Oh, wait, there you go. Sorry.
But he couldn't
I
get
fucked
into
up. That's
Angie's
right.
research lab.
That's the one.
The katana was found in Kyo's lab.
Kyo! Anyone could have entered my lab.
So Kyo did kill Tenko, but he not blackened?
Kokichi! Perhaps there's a second blackened we need to find.
He was planning to use the new rule to protect himself all along.
Kyo! Not possible. That rule was added after both murders.
We solved the mystery of Tenko's death.
I got this!
Nope.
Not yet.
I have to
There's still a...
speed through, because I messed up. Yep.
Tenko and Angie.
Kibo! We don't know for certain that Kyo killed Angie.
mystery to solve.
Here we go. Sorry. I brain farted.
This is our answer! It would be a mistake to vote before we've completely solved Angie's murder. And there's still the mystery of Tenko's murder.
Mystery? What kind of mystery?
Well, Kyo's confession derailed our conversation a bit. But we still have to go over one of the clues found at Tenko's crime scene. I believe it might even have something to do with Angie's murder.
Yes, the outlining piece of evidence at Tenko's murder scene.
This is it! The bloodstain found under the floor. Maki and I found it during the investigation. It was beneath the floorboard that the culprit stomped on.
Is that Tenko's blood?
That bloodstain was too far from Tenko's corpse to have been hers.
Also, the bloodstain was already dry when we found it. But the blood from Tenko's body hadn't even begun to dry yet.
Well, that's weird. Why was that bloodstain the only dry one?
The bloodstain under the floorboard was dry because it happened before the seance.
That's it! The bloodstain wasn't from Tenko's murder. It was there before we started the seance.
Before the seance?
That should make it clear whose blood it was. The bloodstain from that is Miss Angie.
That's it! That bloodstain wasn't Tenko's. It was Angie's.
Why was blood from Angie at the scene of Tenko's murder?
Yeah, wasn't Angie killed in her research lab?
We all assumed as such.
Just because we found her body there doesn't mean she was killed there.
Ah, I guess that's possible.
If Angie wasn't killed in her lab, then that opens up a lot more possibilities. We assumed that only council members could have killed Angie since her body was in her lab. But if she died somewhere else, then we can't suspect just the council members anymore.
Correct.
So the culprit didn't enter her lab, but waited for her to come out of it?
I'm not sure if the culprit waited for her, but they probably killed her when she came out. Well, I thought that was more likely from the start. So I went to places Angie might have gone and checked all 3 empty rooms.
Places she might have gone? Why did you check the empty rooms then?
The empty rooms were the only places I could think of that Angie would go.
Did Angie have business in rooms?
It seems Kokichi's up to his usual misleading nonsense again.
I do lie a lot, and I could be lying right now, too. But I'm pretty sure someone's panicking right now because of my lie.
Angie left her lab on her own and headed to the room where she was killed. Is Kokichi's statement true, or...
The art
We're almost
research
done, guys, I
lab
promise. We're almost done.
is not where Angie was killed. She was killed in the empty room instead.
She left her lab on her own?
But why would she go into an empty room? There shouldn't have been anything in there.
Except for candles.
That's it! She wanted a candle! To keep herself awake at night. She would drip hot wax on her body.
Mew.
That sounds like something only you would do, Mew.
Thank you. What did Kokichi see?
I agree.
She lighted candles, but not for that reason.
That's it. Angie went to that room to get a candle.
Yeah, for kinky wax play.
No, Mew.
No. Angie was going to use it for the ritual. According to the Necronomicon, to resurrect the dead.
After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution, be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Then, did she seek out a candle so she could burn the book?
That's right. There's nothing to start a fire with in Angie's lab. So she went to go get a candle from one of the empty rooms.
And that's when the culprit attacked her.
That's why there was dried blood under floor.
Which means Angie was attacked in the same room the seance was held. Bravo, Himiko. Well done for choosing that room for the seance. If we hadn't done the seance in that room, then Tenko's murder would have been in another room. If that happened, no one would have discovered Angie's bloodstain under the floorboards.
Exactly.
That's right. Shuichi and I only checked under the floorboards where Tenko died.
Yep, it's all thanks to Himiko for choosing the same room as Angie. This must be a Tua's will. Or maybe the power of magic.
It's neither. I just picked one.
Hold on. You're all acting as though you've proven that as fact already.
Is someone panicking?
You claim Angie was murdered in the empty room, and then moved to the lab?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Then how do you explain the large amount of blood in the lab? It may be possible to carry a body, but blood cannot be moved.
I think she was still alive after the attack in the empty room.
Right.
She was killed after she was carried to her lab.
That means the culprit attacked her twice. I have evidence of that.
Mm-hmm.
I messed up. That one.
This is it!
My memory's not the greatest, guys. I apologize.
I would've fucked up. I thought it was gonna be the duct tape.
Katana. But she also showed signs of blunt force trauma, and I think I know why. After Angie was knocked unconscious in the empty room, she was killed in her lab.
Also, did anyone make note of the effigies yet or not yet?
So that puddle of blood
Nice.
is from the killing blow. Ha! It's all clear now. Angie was attacked in the empty room, carried to her lab, and it was there that the culprit finished her off.